guys, welcome to another episode of Our2Cents, and as you can see, we have a familiar face. No, not this one, but this one. And it's Dr. Linda Gathara from the Nairobi Hospital, and she is back to instill some of her wisdom.
Exactly, and I don't know if you guys know this, but 14th of November is World Diabetes Day, so that's the topic of the day.
Yes.
What do we need to do? But before we even get into like lifestyle, health choices, why don't you start by giving us some statistics on diabetes?
Okay, but what is diabetes? It's basically a group of diseases that result with your sugar being high in the bloodstream. That's the high blood sugar. And diabetes is actually becoming the largest pandemic of the 21st century, because in the world we have 415 million people as of 2015 from the stats that have diabetes. That means 1 out of 11 people has diabetes.
Whoa, and that's 1 out of 11 know they have, or they don't even know?
That's another interesting thing, because like 50%, at least in the developed world, do not know that they have diabetes. But in Africa, it's more than 65%. So we only see a third or less than a third of the patients with diabetes.
65%? Wait, hold on. So like, so every third person?
No. Of the people who have, of the 1 out of 11, 65% of them don't know. Living in Africa don't know. But now I want to know, what are some of the signs and symptoms? How do I know if I have diabetes?
First of all, we call them the 3 Ps. Okay, that's in medicine.
3 Ps.
Yeah, so there's polydipsia, that is excessive thirst.
Excessive, sorry?
Thirst.
Yeah,
like
poly means a lot.
Yeah.
Then there's polyuria, urinating a lot.
Okay.
Do you pee a lot?
But what's a lot? Okay, what's a third one before we get into, what's a third P?
The third P is eating a lot, polyphagia. That you're hungry, excessively hungry, you eat but you're still hungry. So now for the urine, how you know is that how many times do you wake up at night?
Okay, to go pee. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We're about to diagnose somebody.
I know, I'm just like...
Oh, I don't know if you drink a lot of water. That's
I do.
Water, right? Or just drinking anything.
Water.
I don't know if it's you're really super thirsty, but you do get hungry. But I think that just is Susan likes to eat, and thankfully she's blessed with the right genes because she.
And I can be thirsty.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I know, but the reason you have these symptoms is because when you have a lot of sugar in the body, it pulls in the water. That's why you're going to the loo a lot, you're getting hungry a lot, and you're getting thirsty a lot.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it does. It
really
increases
good.
the osmolality in the blood.
So you're kind of out of balance.
Yeah, out of balance.
So I guess how you would know is if you are doing this more often. Because I was thinking, then what's a lot? What if I drink 5 glasses or 10 glasses? But the key is that if I was drinking 5 glasses of water a day and suddenly I'm reaching for 15, wanting to eat a lot more
and you're waking up 3 times at night,
then there's something that I need.
Get your sugar test.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a question about like obesity and weight gain. A lot of, like on TV and TV doctors, they kind of like put being overweight and having diabetes kind of together. Is that the case? If you are overweight, if you're a little bit chubby, does that mean you're automatically diabetic?
You're predisposed to diabetes. Okay, let me define the types of diabetes that you have. You have like type 1, which is when you don't have your body is not able to produce insulin. Insulin is a hormone that helps us metabolize the glucose in the blood. So when you don't have it, you have type 1 diabetes. And that one normally occurs between the ages of 0 to 20 years. And when patients have that, they present dramatically, because if you don't have insulin, you can even go into a coma. And then now there's type 2 diabetes, where your body is not able to utilize that insulin. There's resistance to the insulin. So now that one comes later in life, and now when you're obese, now you can get resistance to that insulin. Yeah, and then there's also what we call pre-diabetes, where your sugar is high in the blood but not enough for you to require insulin. So now when you start putting on weight, now that's pre-diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's to some extent it
could be
connected.
a symptom.
Yeah. So you need to just
symptom.
watch your weight. My question comes from the fact that I'm a new mother, and I want to know what are some of the things that I could be doing or aren't doing that could affect my daughter from getting diabetes. And are children more likely to getting it, or is it something that the older you are, the more likely you'll get it? But where do kids stand, and how can, as parents, how can we prevent it?
Okay, first of all, congratulations on being a mom.
Thank you.
You look fabulous, you look nice. We also have another type of diabetes, which is called gestational diabetes, which is diabetes in pregnancy. And that is when your sugar goes up in pregnancy.
I actually heard that. I didn't have it, but I heard about it when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, pregnancy is like a stress test. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong in pregnancy. Like if you have a disease, it's probably going to come.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because your body is like stretched to the limit.
Yeah.
Your blood volume goes up, your heart rate goes up, everything goes up to accommodate this new baby.
Right.
So now, if you have a family history of diabetes, meaning if any of your relatives, your parents, your siblings have diabetes, you're at a higher risk of that. If you've had big babies before, or maybe the baby weight, you deliver a big baby like 4 kilos and above, you're at more risk. If you've had miscarriages and ectopic pregnancies before, that is a risk to diabetes. And normally during the clinic, the screening that you do, they take the urine and then they look for sugar.
Yeah.
So if that could show that it's diabetes. For some people it comes, I mean the sugar comes down, but you should get tested 6 weeks after delivery to see that your sugar is normal.
And then what happens?
wow.
How do you sort that out? Do you take medication or, you know?
Okay, the interesting thing with diabetes, what people don't know is that it's a lifelong disease. Once
I genuinely did not know that.
So it's not reversible?
yes, it's not reversible, it's lifelong. Like by the time you're being told you have diabetes, it means that you have destroyed 50% of the pancreas, the organ that produces the insulin.
I had no idea.
Yes.
50% of your pancreas has already been destroyed.
Oh
Yes.
man. So
You're not
okay, so it's a
producing
lifelong disease. So
Yes.
whichever way you just have to figure out and treat. So how then do we prevent our children from getting it at such a young age?
Okay, there's medicines that you can take for diabetes.
Yeah.
And then one thing you need to know is that now if you control it by lifestyle and nutrition, you're able to bring down your insulin resistance such that you can lead a normal life, that you
Okay.
don't need the medications. But that does not mean that the damage has been undone, because that functional reserve will still decline.
Okay.
Yeah, over the years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you should talk about kids.
Right.
Yeah, because nowadays
I
it's not
can't
like when I grew up. When I grew up in an estate. I used
Yeah.
to run around and do all those kinds of things. But nowadays they're just buildings everywhere.
Yeah.
You get into a building, into a basement, into an apartment.
Right.
So children, they're not playing, they're not exercising.
Does that affect?
Yes,
your
because you
chances?
need to be active. You need to burn
The
fat.
exercise.
Yeah, the exercise keeps away heart disease, obesity,
Yeah, right.
diabetes, overweight, and all these things. They're helpful to you. But now if you have a child sitting in the house all day on their phones
Yeah.
and not doing anything, now that's sedentary life. Remember, lifestyle diseases is partly genetic and partly our habits.
Right.
So you need to exercise, you need to keep moving.
Okay, so back to the hereditary part. You said it's possible that's genetic. Maybe explain a little bit more about how many generations or what happens. Is it a different type kind of thing?
It's actually percentages.
Oh, okay.
So if your parent, one of your parents has type 1 diabetes where they don't have insulin, it's 35% chance that you'll get it. And for type 2 diabetes, the one that comes later in life, the insulin resistance, if one parent, it's about 40%, but if it's both parents, it comes to 70 to 80% that you will get diabetes.
Wow.
That's why it runs in families.
Right.
But it's not so hard to figure out, because if you're all obese, you're all eating badly, chances of you getting diabetes is just gonna be just as high.
Yeah. Okay,
Wow.
so then my question is around diet. And what are
Yes.
some of the things that we should or shouldn't be eating that could get us, that would lead us to be more prone to getting this disease?
Okay, that's nice that you should
Yeah.
ask. Let me start with the kids, then I'll come
Okay.
to us.
Oh, so it's
Because-
different for kids.
Not, you see, like the way your child burns, like the way a child burns, because they are always running around, it's not the same way an adult would
Adult
burn.
will
Yeah.
burn.
Okay.
Yeah, like the way you burn fat in your teens, it's not the way that you'll burn fat in your 20s and
Yeah,
your
we know.
30s.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so the older you get, the more you need to take care.
Yeah.
So for kids, I see like most parents, they're packing for them junk food instead of giving them like healthy things because it's easier.
Yeah, it's convenient, but also it's not right. But it is the
Yeah.
most convenient. Just throw a pack of crisps in there rather than.
But I guess after
Yeah.
watching this video and realizing it's a lifelong, I can't
Yeah.
even say it. It's like that big.
Yeah,
You gotta
and
make
it's
sure.
irreversible. So
Yeah.
just take some extra time. So what are some of the things?
Yeah, so for food, basically, you keep it simple. Like you take a plate and you divide it. Half should be vegetables,
Yep, I do
Yeah,
that now
that
for
one.
my plates.
And a quarter
My
should
food?
should be carbohydrates or starch,
Okay.
and a quarter should be proteins. And
Okay.
so people ask me how much is a quarter, depending on the plate. It
Makes
shouldn't be
sense.
more than your fist. It shouldn't be more than your fist when you look at it. That should be
Okay.
how much.
Right.
And for the protein, we mostly like plant protein. That's like the best. Now that comes the legumes, the green peas, the njahe, the
Okay.
dengu.
Which I love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
then,
here.
Yeah, then after that it's the white meat,
Okay.
the chicken, the fish,
Fish.
and we like it to be grilled or steamed.
Yeah.
Or if it's to be fried, it should be with very little fat.
Okay.
And then lastly, it's the red meat.
Yeah.
And then it should be lean meat. And you
Right.
shouldn't eat more than once a week.
Oh,
Red meat.
Yeah, red
Oh,
meat.
okay.
wow.
Yeah.
It seems like the more I do my research, it seems like the world and what science is saying, and medicine as well, it's sort of moving us towards a more vegan or a vegetarian lifestyle.
That's true.
And at first I used to be like, oh, that's such a bougie way of living. But
Yes,
it
it
seems
is.
like
Yeah.
that it really and truly that's what your body is looking for and needs.
Yeah.
Less meat.
Yeah.
So juice
and
your
more-
vegetables and eat your fruit.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But let's leave with a hopeful, a little bit of, oomph that we can beat diabetes if we
Yeah,
can.
and the important
Right.
thing, because most people don't know that they have, it's to get screened. Have your
Okay.
random blood sugar taken, have your urine taken, let them do your BMI, take your waist circumference, and then you'll be okay.
Okay. Take your waist. And I feel like that's a lot of pressure.
I know, I was like, and
fine.
then is your waist up here?
Yeah, no one
Or is
needs
it down here? Or is it down
Something
here?
called the waist hip ratio.
Oh, damn it. You can't
Yeah.
hide. You
That's
can't
So much-
hide.
that's so much pressure to be like, I'm here to take my waist hip ratio, and then someone's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh
because
god, okay, that's it. But anyway,
it shows you, there's what we call the visceral fat, the fat that's within the organs, and then this peripheral. Not everyone who is big is unhealthy. But that's why the
good
waist is a very good indicator.
okay,
Okay.
I actually
Yeah.
like that. So get yourself tested. How often should you get tested?
Once every 6 months.
Okay,
And
once
then if
every
you
6 months.
have a family history, it's important for you
To go.
Yeah, to go at least
Okay.
once a year.
Wow,
Okay.
thank you so much. I find these videos so helpful because
Yeah.
ultimately they get us becoming more aware of what it is that we are ingesting and digesting, and also how our lifestyle habits should be changing. And we just ultimately we need to eat better and move around more.
Be active,
Yeah,
make better
exactly.
choices, and always go for some screening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, exactly.
Because
Get yourself
whatever,
tested.
I feel like whatever video.
Most of these lifestyle diseases,
Yeah.
diabetes, hypertension, cancer,
Yeah.
like 80% you can just change it by just your lifestyle. Because some people just get diagnosed when it's too late.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight from the doctor.
We don't want it to be too late for you. Remember, World Diabetes Day is on November 14th. And don't let it just be that day. Make it every day. Talk to your family members. Find out if anyone actually has it in your family history.
Yeah.
And if not, just take everyone and go for a screening.
Exactly. Thank you so much to Dr. Linda and to Nairobi Hospital for sharing your wisdom with us.
Yes.
We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.
Check out our 2 Cents playlist for more videos and don't forget to subscribe.